One man, one mission, to rid the world of chronic anxiety once and for all. The anxiety guy, Dennis Simsek, shares his personal transformation from living a life filled with overwhelming worry to becoming a full-fledged positivity machine, a leading authority in generalized anxiety. Dennis gets to the truth of your mental health challenges and sets you on a path to transforming each and every area of your life. Here he is, the one and only, the anxiety guy.
Hi everyone, welcome to episode number 123 of the Anxiety Guy podcast. I am excited to be here with you today, and I've waited a while to do this podcast episode so that I could provide you the right information leading up to this podcast episode on cellular memory and if it's to blame for your mental health and or physical illness. This podcast is everything. It's crucial to your development. It's crucial to your insight and the amount of clarity that you have in today's world. It is everything. It is your thinking. It is your emotions. It is your feelings. It is your physical well-being. It is your energetic well-being. It is what you manifest. It is everything. Share this episode with someone today. Make a difference in someone else's life, my friends. Now, let's get into it. Cellular memory is like a human hard drive virus. An example of a cellular memory that was stored in me for years was comparing my tennis playing abilities to others, which led to comparing my health, career, relationships, happiness, etc. to others as I grew up, which always led to beliefs about myself around being inferior. Do you feel that way? The stored cellular memory arose everywhere and all the time. And consciously, I didn't know why I felt the physical feelings I did. I just always felt under pressure. And the memory needed to be analyzed, rationalized, and cleaned out so that my system could work in better harmony for my overall well-being. I had a human hard drive virus installed into me, which meant that something in my survival mechanism was malfunctioning. And I uninstalled it, and I'll show you how later on in the podcast. Now, it can be very difficult to experience true healing without altering these cellular memories, my friends. I look up to someone named Dr. Lipton. He's brilliant, and he calls them beliefs of the subconscious mind. His colleagues call them cellular memory, and Solomon called them the spiritual heart. It is the understanding that cellular memory, meaning the cells that run through each of your organs along with the ones in your brain, holds on to our memories, which then manifest into who we become and the diseases and challenges we manifest into our lives. Now, our cellular memories for subconscious beliefs or issues in your spiritual heart will catch up with you sooner or later. It's like a virus on your computer. You can't just ignore them and hope they'll miraculously disappear. It doesn't work that way. It simply won't happen. The subconscious mind is literally 1,000,000 times more powerful than the conscious mind. So the odds of having the life you want without changing those beliefs and therefore your cellular memories is 1,000,000 to 1 shot. And we begin to malfunction physically and even non-physically. Now let me give you a couple examples of cellular memory. Dr. John Sarno of the NYU School of Medicine has done groundbreaking work in psychosomatic illnesses and the mind-body connection. Dr. Sarno agreed with Dr. Lipton, and he says that adult chronic pain and illnesses originate from destructive, unhealed cellular memories. Through cellular healing of the memory, the chronic pain and illness goes away. So, if we refresh the memory, if we work with the memory, if we change the memory, we change how we feel, we change our vision for our lives unconsciously, we change our perspectives and perceptions in the world? Very interesting. Now, in her best-selling book by Dr. Doris Rapp called Is This Your Child?, she talks about a cellular memory principle called the barrel effect. According to the barrel effect, we can think of all the stress in our life as being in one big internal barrel. As long as the barrel is not full, our bodies can deal with the new stresses that show up. Somebody might get angry at us, something might not go our way, or we might be exposed to a toxin. And we would still feel okay. Our body and mind can deal with it. But once the barrel is full, the unconscious treats even the smallest issues like life-threatening emergencies. How many times has that happened to us? Obviously, we are not meant to live life with a full barrel of stress, my friends. We are not. So psychological trauma, addiction, and depression may all be furthered by abnormal memories inside the cells. For the many diseases we see in today's world, treatments today aren't much better than Band-Aids. They address a disease's symptom, but not its cause. And researchers have verified that, and this is important, love is an antidote to fear. And both love and fear can be measured on the cellular memory level. Which one is leading your life today? Now, the power of cellular memory through stories of organ transplant patients are outstanding. I'm not a doctor, but in my research, I've recognized consistent habitual changes in people who have taken on another person's organs and therefore their cellular memory. For example, a strict vegan turns into a diet filled with pop and pizza. How do you explain it? Someone who rigorously exercises on a daily basis shifts to being a couch potato. How do you explain it? Cellular memory. The organs are implanted into somebody else, but the cells are still very much alive. Now, when discussing cellular memory, my friends, let's understand that the amount of adrenaline released at the time of the event that you had, based on how stressful the situation feels in the moment, determines the strength of that memory in our spiritual heart throughout our lives. The more adrenaline that's released when the event happens, the stronger the cellular memory is, the more it affects you, and the more likely it is to be passed on to future generations. So the memories that may be affecting you may not even be yours. These are called generational memories. This doesn't mean, though, that there is no hope in healing them. A stressful memory that's creating havoc in your life right now might be because we had a bad day at the park when we were 2. Think about that for a moment. Your cellular memory is the reference point your brain uses to decide how to respond in the here and now, my friends. In the end, you're reliving and introducing your fear-based memories over and over and over again. Now, someone once asked me in a one-on-one session, Dennis, how can we reverse or heal something that's happened in our past? The truth is that even though we think of memories as being in our past, they are very much in our present to the unconscious mind, and we can access them right now. I can tell you one thing though, willpower and words won't work. So if you're willing your way to victory, willing your way to anxiety recovery or getting to a better place in your life, and following the 95% of people out there that are feeding you willpower-based knowledge, then my friends, it's like a shower. You're going to need more and more and more of it. Please don't rely on it. And also, when you're talking about conventional counseling, we're talking about your past with a counselor and hoping that you come to a realization that will then shift the perspective over what happened in your life. And my friends, this is a very weak way to change. Now, here's what we have to do, okay? Now, you want to write these down. I'm going to give you everything that you need. Let's go. Number 1, identify the incorrect belief about the memory. Identify it. This is the misinterpretation of the event that causes the fear response, not the event itself. When my grandpa died, it wasn't so much the event of him dying that caused my fear response and stored cellular memory. It was the fact that I believed my life would never be the same again. That was the problem, not the dying. We must remove the lie created by the event and replace it with the truth. We ultimately shift the pair of lenses we have on from wearing the ones labeled fear and worry to acceptance and growth. Every cell in your body runs on electrical energy, and every cell has its own energy power plant, and this is called the mitochondria. As long as the cell has plenty of positive energy, it's healthy. If it doesn't have enough energy or it is infected with negative energy, it starts to become unhealthy. So looking at step number 1, I had to redefine what happened. When Grandpa passed away, my life was never going to be the same again because of the lessons that he taught me. I was grateful for the time that we spent together. I was grateful that he lived till 93, and I shifted what I believed about the passing. That is step 1 in your journey to improving and releasing yourself of those stored negative cellular memories, my friends. Let's get into step 2. Step 2 is choose a power word which you associate to clearing your limiting cellular memories. Words such as present, meaning present moment, heal, gone, forward, these are excellent power words. Whatever word signals cleansing out to you is perfect. Now, what you want to do is engage in the law of relaxation and relax your system as best you can. And then listen to the script as you repeat after me once. Ready? In this moment, I program into my subconscious mind my intention to create the best possible outcomes for me, no matter the situation, and cleanse myself of past fear-based beliefs. Every time patterns of fear show up in my life, I will think of or say my power word. This will signify safety and empowerment. This cue word will release my past attachment to the limiting powers that no longer fit with my new identity. I am becoming safe and ensuring that the old patterns never return again. So that's the script you want to listen to. I say once, but you can do it multiple times. Repeat after me when you listen to that script. And then, throughout the day, as you go through your day, repeat the key word, your power word, as a mantra in between sentences that portray a new perspective over the past memory or how you viewed yourself in the past. For example, my key word could be over. And I would use it like this. I'm grateful for the valuable lessons my past traumas have taught me. Over. My self-worth grows by the day because I am now accepting and open to new feelings within me. Over. These new feelings are creating the greatest version of me. Over. So like I mentioned, just to be clear, my friends, listen to the script that I gave you a few times. Speak after me as you listen to the script. Gain the emotional backing. Create some feelings behind it. Get really in tune with it. Find your power word, and as you go through the day, repeat the power word as a mantra in between sentences that portray a new perspective over the past cellular memory. This is how we're going to do it. We're going to do it together. We're going to get there. Now, you got to stick to this though. If you want change to happen, you got to show that you want change to happen. And not to everybody else in the outside world, but to yourself. You're doing this for you. Now, how do you know that you've healed yourself? How do you know you've healed your cellular memory? In common pressure situations, you now feel peace and joy, a more neutral emotional state than before, instead of worry and anxiety. When you can get to a more neutral place in those situations, environments, whatever it may be, and you no longer feel a heightened fight or flight state of being, you are now triggering the rest response. And this is what we want, a more neutral, less judgmental you. I love you so much. You are more than anxiety. If you've enjoyed this podcast episode, please give it a rate and review on iTunes. I'll see you soon.
Thanks for being an important part of the Anxiety Guy podcast community. If you enjoyed this podcast, please leave a positive rate and review. If you're searching for further support on your road to recovery from anxiety, head over to anxietyexit.com and take part in the powerful End the Anxiety program based around the CBT model. If you're searching for a more one-on-one approach, you can sign up now for personal coaching sessions with Dennis via Skype. Remember, you are more than anxiety. See you in the next episode.